What's going on, guys? It's Khaosity here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we got a couple things to talk about within the Sonic realm of Sonic things, okay? We got some news regarding the DLC, or the first wave of DLC for Frontiers, and what could possibly be in it. We got news, we got inklings of the new modern 2D game still being a thing, okay? And it could be potentially made by Dimps, maybe. That may be a stretch. Alright, that might be a stretch, and we got some more news on top of that. But before we get into it, if you liked the video, drop a like, and if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. We're on the road to 400. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the details. Okay, so first things first, as you guys know, this was tweeted out a while ago. It's the 2023 content roadmap, and as you can see, update 1 contains a jukebox, photo mode, and new challenge modes. Now take a look at the challenge modes. You can see here you got some cyberspace-ish, but if you look down here in particular, there's some combat related things here, alright? So take note of that. But this is the first wave of DLC that's supposedly on the way, right? If we take a look here, we have from Kishimoto replying to somebody on Twitter. The person above him says, Kishimoto-san, thank you for such a wonderful game. It's my favorite game right now. I can't wait for the update. And Kishimoto goes on to say that we apologize for making you wait for the update. The production of the first series is in the climax. I am sure you will enjoy it. Please wait for a while. So there you have it right there. Kishimoto basically confirming that the first update is in its climax. It's in its final stages of development. So we could be seeing the update anywhere from what's today? The 13th. We could see it anywhere from probably, I would say, early to mid March, because we already know update 2 should come out around June, so because of Sonic's birthday. So I don't know, maybe late February, but early to mid-March is where I'm leading on. We have something interesting, alright? This person on Twitter, Shin Oni, or Casual Akuma, he goes on Twitter, he says, hello Kishimoto, I love Sonic Frontiers and all the efforts you and the Sonic team made, especially the combat. I was wondering if we could add a survival mode like Devil May Cry's Bloody Palace. No worries. Kishimoto then goes on to reply and says this. Hello, I'm glad you liked the game. I believe that the first update will be able to meet your expectations of combat-oriented gameplay like survival mode. Please wait for the update for a while. Is this confirmed? I would think this is confirmed. Like, he basically just said, wait for the update. Meet expectations of combat-oriented gameplay like survival mode. Like, well, I mean, that could mean anything. This is Kishimoto. That could mean anything. But yeah, Kishimoto seemingly confirming that there's going to be a survival mode, or at least something on par with a survival mode come the first wave of the update. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see. Moving on from that, the next piece of news that we have here is regarding the 2D modern game. Comes from the Jelly Lord on Twitter. If I translate it, it says, hello Kishimoto, I love playing Sonic 4 episode 1 and 2 when I was a kid. Ever wondered if we see a game like this again? A collab with Dimps? Thank you, sorry for the mistranslation or machine translation. Going to Kishimoto. Hello, thank you for translating it into Japanese. It is a Sonic game made by Dimps. In addition to 3D Sonic games also have side-scrolling Sonic games. So please look forward to them. So that basically confirms, well, not basically confirms, it doesn't really confirm the 2D game, but he does say to look out for 2D side-scrolling content, or Sonic side-scrolling content in the future. So I don't know, that could mean a lot of things. Like, he could be referring to Origins Plus. We supposed to get that pretty soon, Origins Plus. We don't really know what's gonna be in that, but you know, since it is a classic game or a remaster of the classic games, it would get the Mania treatment. But going back to this, I don't really think it's gonna be made by Dimps, because if we go back to when Zippo was talking about this game, he said multiple times, I'm pretty sure, that it was going to be made in-house. So like, Sonic Team is making the modern 2D game. So don't really think Dimps would be making this. Nevertheless, Kishimoto does confirm that there is some Sonic side-scrolling content, so maybe we can look out for that stuff in the future, man. But moving on from there, we have us kind of a little discussion between someone and Kishimoto on Twitter regarding the 2D sections of Frontiers. Alright, as you guys know, 2D is really all over the place when it comes to Frontiers. Well, not really all over the place. The game is mostly 3D, but you got your 2D levels in cyberspace, and then you got your 2D sections in the open zone. So, yeah, this kind of goes into that and why it's there and how it is going to be going forward. So if we take a look here from 8-Bit Animates, Animation Hippie, Hippie. He says, hello, I wasn't a big Sonic Frontier 2D fan as many others have felt. I thought Sonic was a bit slow, boosting didn't help, and was pretty stiff overall, which it was. 2D was stiff and boosting did not help. It sucked. If we go to the part 2, I wanted to know your thoughts on Sonic's 2D controls, if you'd like to improve them in future titles or updates, or if future titles might include 2D at all. Thank you. And Kishimoto goes on to reply. He says here, hello, thank you for your feedback. The 2D part of this game was not intended to be done in the early stages of production. However, we needed a variation of the game experience, and while we initially planned to include 2D as a part or as an accent to cyberspace, we eventually decided that we needed to include it in the open zone as well. Kishimoto then continues, it's all about changing the gaming experience and not getting monotonous. However, although there are changes compared to the past Sonic games, and as something to play, after the highly complete 2D game Sonic Mania was released, the degree of perfection was by no means convincing. It is fact, or is a fact. This part was a very difficult decision. I plan to work on how 2D parts of future 3D Sonic games should be. So while there is gonna be 2D, this isn't a bad thing, okay? This isn't really a bad thing. While there is gonna be 2D, he's completely reevaluating how it should be done in the 3D games, alright? So maybe, you never know. It could be more trying to make a modern type of 2D experience, like the advanced or rush games. That would be a good way to make your 2D sections, have them be as fast and as fun as the rush games or the advanced games. Or, and I'm saying this again, you could make the 2D sections like Unleashed. Make them fast, high octane, fast precision reaction times. That's what we want. With dynamic camera angles, of course. You got the dynamic camera angles, you just don't have the fast 2D. You need to make the 2D as fast and as dynamic as Unleashed. Make us think on our feet when we hit the 2D, okay? That's what needs to be happening, okay? But yeah, I mean, we pretty much knew they were going to keep the 2D in their games. There's no way they're going to get rid of that by any means. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like. And if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel. More content definitely on the way. But until then, peace.